Hey everyone, my name is Michaela and I am a doula coach and I'm on a mission. And my mission is to make sure that more families are supported during their birthing and postpartum period. And that starts with supporting doulas. I am all about doula supporting doulas. And today I want to introduce you to one of my doula coaching clients, Danielle. And I'm so excited just to get to talk with her and really just feature her for World Doula Week because she is doing some amazing work. And so, hey, Danielle, I'm so happy that you were able to take some time, get on this interview with me today. So, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. And again, thank you so much for kind of joining me today. I know that life is crazy. And so we have to really make things happen when we can. And so I'm glad that we have connected. I'm so proud of all the work that you have been doing and the work that kind of is coming. And so if you will, please just give me an introduction of yourself, the services that you offer, and what makes you passionate about supporting families.
Yeah, for sure. So, my name is Danielle Ritchie. I live in Thunder Bay, Ontario. I'm a mom of two little children, and I've been working as a registered early childhood educator in various settings in my community for over 10 years. So, my favorite thing about that job was being able to connect with and build relationships with the children and families that I worked with. But I really wanted to be able to expand the support I was able to offer them. So I decided to take all of my knowledge and training and experience and passions and put them all together. And that's how I started Serephina Doula and Family Support. So I offer full spectrum doula support as well as Reiki, prenatal yoga, the Circle of Security parenting program, and my new service, the Ask Me Anything call, where parents can ask me anything in regards to their child's behavior, development, if they're going through life transitions, really anything that they need help navigating. I can be that support for them and help them work through that. So, right now, all of my services are virtual, but I'm really hoping to be able to go back to the in person support sooner rather than later.
Right, absolutely. I know that doulas have really done kind of our best to just navigate this new world that we're in because although there is a pandemic, that doesn't stop that there's also postpartum families and families that need this support. So thank you so much again for being here. I'm so proud of all the work that you're doing because you are literally just so passionate about the work that you're doing. And hopefully today some of our viewers and audience can really just follow you and kind of go along with you in your doula journey. And if they need your services, I want them to be able to know what you have to offer. So, I have a question for you. And so, what is a full spectrum doula? What does that exactly mean?
Mhm. So, as a full spectrum doula, I provide unbiased, non judgmental care based on the needs of each client or family that I work with, because everybody's needs and the support that they need is different. So, the support that I offer spans from pregnancy and beyond. So, that includes pregnancy, birth, postpartum, miscarriage, abortion, surrogacy, and even adoption. So, any of those things you need help with, feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to support you through any of those things.
Yeah, that's great. And so, another question that I had for you are what are three ways? Give us three tips that friends and family can just use to support a postpartum person, even in a pandemic, because I know things are different. And so, how are some ways that we can actually support postpartum families?
Yeah, so obviously, this last year with the pandemic, the postpartum period for birthing people has looked completely different. But if you have family or friends that have had a baby, there's still things you can do to support them and help them through that time. So the first thing that you can do is to feed them. They need to eat. This is so important. You, when you have a new baby, making yourselves meals is like at the bottom of your list, but it should be at the top. It's important, right? So that could be buying them gift cards to their favorite restaurant or for meal delivery services like Uber Eats or Skip the Dishes, or you can make food on your own and drop it off. Another thing you can do is to offer to set up a meal train. So when you set up a meal train, that's when you get together a group of the person who had a baby's family and friends, and you can choose the frequency, time of day, all of that stuff. And everybody can sign up for a day, time, and meal that they want to prepare and drop off to the family. So then the family is able to have a schedule and they know when to expect homemade meals dropped on their doorsteps. So that's something I wish I would have knew about when I had my children.
Right, absolutely, because it kinda can end up being kind of at the bottom of the totem pole, and it's like, we know how important nutrition is for new families and new parents, and so, yes, that is such a great tip. Do you have any more tips for new parents?
So, my second tip is to make sure you're scheduling time to touch base with that postpartum person. So, I know that depending on COVID numbers in everybody's area, you might not be able to visit your family or friend that had a baby in the hospital. You might not be able to go in their home and visit or help them around the house. But there are still things we can do to touch base and support them and still meet up with them. So, one thing you can do if the weather's nice in your area, it's finally getting nicer here. So, you can grab a coffee or a tea, drop it off, and have a safe social distancing visit outside. So, my best friend had my nephew almost exactly a year ago. His birthday is in 2 days. And this is what we had to do for the first few months of his life. So, I would bring her a coffee. We'd sit outside. She'd sit at the top of the stairs. I'd sit at the bottom of the stairs. And we were still able to connect and have that visit. She was still able to see somebody that didn't live in her house's face, like, face to face, and connect with another adult and kind of break up her day. So that was really nice. So, also, if the weather again is nice in your area, and depending on how the postpartum healing is going, you can offer to meet up and go for a walk and get some fresh air and a little bit of exercise. Um, and I know that ideally we don't want to have to be, doing Zoom get-togethers or FaceTime calls or meeting our these babies or visiting our family and friends like through windows and doors. But if that is all you're able to do, it's still worth it to do it. It can still really help that postpartum person to feel, supported and not so alone and isolated.
Right, absolutely, because, it still makes such a difference when someone's checking in consistently, when someone is even just offering to do these things, it makes a huge deal for these postpartum families. So that's some great tips. Do you have any more tips for us for supporting a postpartum person?
Yeah, so my last tip is if you can to hire or purchase gift certificates towards a postpartum doula. So even if in your area doulas aren't able to provide that in-person care, a lot of doulas, myself included, are still offering virtual postpartum care. So that can still be very supportive. They can still provide you with evidence-based research, provide you with resources, answer questions about infant care, support you through chest feeding or bottle feeding, give you sleep tips, um, and so much more. The list goes on and on. So even if they're not
Right.
able to support you in person, it can still be a very valuable thing to hire support and have a postpartum doula.
Right, absolutely. And, like I said, again, doulas are really just kind of going with the change of pace, and we're switching up services if we have to. We're really just flexible and really doing what we can to support the families that need our support. And so, thank you so much for offering these tips for postpartum families and how, friends and family can also support them because there are, quick and easy things that we can do. And, asking to drop off a coffee or a meal is not a lot on our end. And so, it's nice that we can really continue to support these families in whatever ways that we can think of. So those were some really great tips, Danielle. Thank you for that. Do
Yeah,
you have what is the way that we can get in touch with you? Can we follow you on Instagram? Do you have an email that we can get in touch? I'll definitely leave everything dropped in the comments, but I just want you to be able to tell our audience and our viewers kind of what you are doing right now. I know that you said that you're offering virtual services, and so is that what things are kind of looking like for the next couple months for you? Is just offering this virtual support?
Yeah, at least for the next few months, probably it's just going to be virtual support. But even when I go back to in person support, I'll still be offering virtual services. So if you
Right.
don't live in Thunder Bay, which I'm sure a lot of you don't, you can still reach out to me and I'd still love to support you. So on Instagram and on Facebook, it's at Serephina Doula. You can email me at seraphinadula@gmail.com. And I'm working on my website. It should be up within the month. I'm really excited to get that up there. But if you have any questions about support or services I can offer you, you can just send me a message or an email, and I'd love to connect with everybody.
Yeah, thank you so much again for being here. And I'm so excited just kind of what you are doing to support families in your area and virtually, and really just your passion for families and just postpartum healing and just really who you are as a person really just stands out to me. And I'm so happy to feature you for World Doula Week. So, again, thank you so much for being here and happy World Doula Week. I hope you all can connect with Danielle and you can truly see what a wonderful doula she is. And so, this was our feature for World Doula Week, and we are